there's so many low points in my life. So I've had companies and unfriendly takeovers take me out. I've had both of my children at the precipice of dying. I've had record-breaking companies that I had to stand in front of 275 people and in a single day let 240 go in a single day. So I have had some incredible low moments in my life, but I always bounce back. And the key to bouncing back is this: you can't bounce back if you don't have something to bounce back to. And so what is your next journey? What is your next adventure? What is the next goal? What is it that you're going to go to? I made a big mistake in my early business career. I was working for Arthur Andersen, which was a premier firm at the time. And I was booked at 90% out of town. And I had just had my first baby and I wanted to spend time with the baby. And I went to the HR office and I said, can you make some accommodations? Because there are single people here in their first year and they've got 100% in town. So if we could kind of trade some jobs, we'd get some equitability. And they said, we can't do anything for you. And so what I did is I just said, all right, I'm leaving. And I left. I took another job with a fancy title and a pay increase, but it wasn't something I really wanted. It wasn't something that I really was excited. What I did is I didn't choose to go do something. I chose to leave something. And so what I learned that lesson very early in life is don't make changes until you know what it is that's going to excite you for your next chapter. But there's tons of chapters and there's tons of opportunities to be excited about. I am living proof of it. If you spent a day with me and I took you through the roller coaster of my life, you would say, my goodness, we would have missed all of these highs if we hadn't had that low. I remember back in the early 80s having one of my companies taken over by an outside corporate raider in an unfriendly takeover, and I was 2 steps removed from the chairmanship of a Fortune 200 company in my 30s. And I thought the world had come unglued because I left the company because we had a disagreement over our values. And all of a sudden, I went from the fair-haired success boy to somebody that I just went, man, it doesn't get any lower than this. From that opportunity, I then went on to build 6 companies from scratch into national firms, sold a couple to Wall Street, became a best-selling author, and traveled the world doing my speaking business, none of which would have occurred if I had stayed in the company and graduated into the chairmanship of this Fortune 200 company. So I don't look at the world and say, my gosh, my goodness, I'm in a downer. I look at it as every change that comes towards me is a change to look at a new opportunity, find the opportunity, and then focus on the controllables. Get there as quickly as you possibly can so that you don't get stuck in the mud or the quicksand of feeling low.